And what's up, everybody? I'm back with another movie review. Back today with the sequel, Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs 2. This movie was released, I believe, in 2015. And when I first saw Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, I didn't think the movie really needed a sequel. I think with most movies, there's a good point where you can tell if they are trying to set up a sequel, or they just think maybe this is just a one-off film. With Cloudy Chance Meatballs, I thought it was the second option. I didn't know if it was. I didn't really think it needed a sequel. Didn't look like it was going to be set up for one. But then we get one, and so I was a little skeptical going in to see this movie. But I gotta say, I think it worked out pretty well. So I got a lot of thoughts on it. Let's jump right into it, shall we? Um, yeah, they did a really good job with this movie, calling back to stuff that worked well in the first movie. The invention sequence at the beginning with Flint and the dad, and then just a few other things like going back to that, changing it for this second movie, but also it just needs to. I think that's a really good way to call back to what worked while keeping it fresh. I think it worked really really well. There's a lot of dumb jokes in this movie, though, I gotta say. A lot of fart jokes, a lot of all that kind of stuff, which, there was definitely some of that in the first movie, but I didn't think it was overbearing at all. This movie, it definitely did feel like it was a little overbearing. Not like other movies, but definitely a little more than the first one. I thought Steve and the dad were still awesome characters. Still easy ones to root for, but also really, really funny characters. And again, there's always good characters that can root for too. So and ones to hate as well, like the villain. That's another principle that I think they transferred really, really well from the first movie to the second movie. Um, and works really good because there's a whole bunch of theories about like the mayor working with Chester and everything like that, which would just be really bizarre. Which I don't think the lore was that deep, guys. But I gotta say the food animals, though, another big part of this movie. They were really really clever. Really, 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 really clever. I like all of the ways they take food and kind of twist it into other animals. It's really really cool, and a lot of the animals are really cute to look at, but also some are really really cool design and whatnot. So that's really really awesome. I think that was a really clever idea, to kind of just go with the evolution of the food. I really don't know how the Flintstone defer thing is still working because of everything that's happened to it to this point, but there you go. I mean, I guess it works just fine. At least now the Flintstone defers doing a good thing instead of a bad thing, whatever. That was pretty cool. But yeah, I think a lot of other great things in this movie. I think some of the jokes didn't, like I said, didn't land as well. I didn't think that a lot of, I thought maybe the character arcs weren't as good. It's to Flint. I think it's a really, really. I get that's the point of the plot, but I think to Flint to turn on his friends like that, it happens a lot more abruptly than I remember it being when I first watched the movie, and it just didn't work as well as I remember it. I thought it was very much more a gradual shift. It wasn't. It was a very abrupt shift, and I don't think that's the way that it should have went. It just doesn't feel like very necessary. It doesn't feel very reasonable. It doesn't. I don't know. It just doesn't seem like the best way to go about it. And I thought some of the other characters were written a little rushed, a little poorly. Some of the newer characters, some of the side characters, and whatnot. But I still think overall it's a really, really fun movie, and a deserving sequel. I think it's the sequel we didn't know we wanted or didn't know we needed, but we wanted. I don't know how you would put that, but overall, I think it's a pretty good movie. I would definitely recommend going to watch it. You had to watch the first one. I would definitely recommend watching the first one and then watching this one because they do pick up on the same timeline here. And they call back to a lot of stuff from the first movie. So you have to be very very, very, you have to at least watch it. You at least know what's going on. So, but for my score for Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs 2, I'd probably have to give this one a good 8 out of 10. It's a good movie. I would definitely recommend watching it. It's not as good as the first one. It's not a masterpiece, but solid. Very, very solid movie. So, but that's going to do it, though, for this video, for this review. If you've seen Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs 2, I'd love to know your thoughts about it in the comment section down below. And that's going to do it for this video as well. So stay tuned for much more amazing content, including more movie reviews and other awesome stuff. What movies do you want me to watch next? Let me know. And until next time, see you guys later. Goodbye.